This is a conservative czar, November 29th, 2016. There's a lot of euphoria going on, and rightfully so. I mean, this is looking, the Trump administration, the Trump presidency is looking pretty good. Doubts are starting to fade away. But what I want to do is to kind of give you a lay of the land going out a little bit. And understand, the first thing we got to understand is this was a very close election. In the euphoria of everything, we're putting this landslide victory. You could call it landslide if you want, but this was a very close election. This country is divided. It's basically 50-50. 50-50 between the Democrat, liberal, socialist, anti-Christian viewpoint and the Republican, Christian values, free enterprise party. This is a major difference, and we're split 50-50 on it. Okay? And that's the important thing to remember, because looking out, we have some events ahead of us. One of them is going to be the congressional election 2 years from now. 2 years from now, every single member of the House of Representatives is up for re-election. There will be a third of the Senate will be up for re-election. The first test will be that election, just 2 years away. All this could be erased if that election goes south. Okay? And when we take a look at the country and what we're going to be faced in these 2 years, Trump has to perform. Some of this is going to be out of his hands. He might not be able to perform the promises that he made because he's going to get obstructed by elements in the political system. We're going to have a mainstream media that is going to attack Donald Trump like he has never. You think the campaign was brutal. It's going to be as brutal, if not more brutal, in the next 2 years. A constant barrage of attacks. Attack, attack, attack. And God forbid if Trump stumbles, either ethically, morally, or in some other way, or a lot of different permutations of Trump stumbling. And the press is going to pound and pound and pound on him. And they're going to do everything they can to tear him down. Now, I still have, at this particular time, an optimistic view of what Trump can do. And I think it will, if he can accomplish 80% of what he promised, he can transform some elements of the country, increase our economic growth, control our borders, give us a Supreme Court that is traditional, and if he could do all these things, he will shore up his base. And if he doesn't stumble, things don't look that bad. But when the entire press is this much against you, and I'm telling you, we all know what they are capable of, okay? And they're against you, and they're tearing everything you do down, and you stumble a little bit here and there, okay? And they will take those little problems and expand them beyond belief. They will pale. Donald Trump has already been Palinized, and by that I mean Sarah Palin was a great candidate, great person. I'm a strong believer in what she was. I think she's an extremely smart person, and we can get into that at another time. But the press crucified her. Donald Trump had that double, and he withstood it, and we won this narrow election. And now everything can be taken away 2 years from now. Everything can be taken away. Barack Obama came into his first election with the Democrats in control of Congress. He was president, and they were able to accomplish things in Congress. He had a bigger majorities, and they were able to accomplish things for 2 years. But at the end of that 2 years, the country turned them out. We had a Republican House and a Republican Senate just 2 years down the road. I think we had a Republican House and a Democrat senator, Democratic Senate at that time. Things can turn. The next election is just 2 years down the road, and we must preserve the victory and preserve our control over Congress. That's going to be a very tough task. If the Democrats take either house, then Donald Trump will be effectively blocked from any major actions, just like Obama was after his first 2 years. We have a chance to transform elements of this country because we have control of Congress. And that's why I have said, let's get rid of the filibuster now. This is a once in the life of a country time. We're not going to get this again. The last time we had this was 1928. We had a Republican president, a Republican House, conservative president, a conservative House. 1928, we're not going to get this chance again. End the filibuster. Make the changes and live or die by those changes. That's how you go into the election 2 years from now. Okay, 2 years from now is the big battle. We should be favored in that election, but nothing is for certain. 4 years from now, the battle will be joined again for president. And I put up on my website I think there's only about a 40% chance that Donald Trump will be the nominee 4 years from now. That's higher than anybody else, but still, I believe that the chances are he won't be the nominee. The first thing, he might not want to do it again. He might not want to go through this again. He'd be up there in age, and it's very reasonable to believe that he might not run. So we're going to have that whole fight in the primary again, and then the Democrats are going to put up whoever they're going to put up, and it's going to be a brutal fight again, and we could lose there. We could lose in 4 years the presidency. We don't have a lot of time. The mainstream media, the Democratic Party is not weak. They're exceptionally strong, and this is going to be a continuous battle for the soul of the country between the left, evil, and the right, good. And it doesn't. It's not. We're in this euphoric state now, but I'm telling you, within months, 6 months, we're going to realize the death struggle that we're in, and realize that the political aspects of what is in our future is extremely precarious and dangerous. We cannot let up our guard. We must begin to prepare for these elections 2 and 4 years down the road. This is the Conservative Czar. See you next time. I don't know.